Hello everyone, good evening to you. This is going to be my first ever YouTube broadcast, and I thought I'd be excited about this, but unfortunately I'm not, because I decided to buy myself an HMD Global, this phone. And the nice thing about the HMD Global is that it's very nicely reparable. Little did I know that buying this phone also meant that it was also designed to be broken really quickly, because I had the teeniest crack. I don't know if you can discover it. It's probably not discoverable like this. You can hardly see it. With the naked eye, it's slightly visible, but as you can see, the screen is completely torn down, and well, it was in a case, this case, in my back pocket. I've also spoken to an HMD Global customer service representative who told me that I shouldn't put my phone in the back pocket. So, well, because of that, I am forced to actually make use of the ability to repair my own phone. And well, it is nice to repair your own device. It's one of the main reasons I bought this. I have repaired phones in the past, mostly iPhones, back when they still had home buttons and when they were a bit more easy to dismantle and you could just easily fiddle around with them. But today, yes, I'm forced to replace the screen of my HMD Fusion, so bear with me as I make sure all of this is going to work properly. Oh, one more thing, the Fusion screen is not responsive at all. Like, it will do something sometimes. It will randomly decide to work, but obviously I'm just breaking it even more as I use it, so this really needs replacement. All right, so here we are a couple days later, and I managed to get my hands on a replacement screen for my HMD Fusion mobile device. It wasn't that difficult, but because, as I mentioned earlier, and as you can see, this device is completely modular. All the screws can be replaced. It's quite easy. It was one of the main reasons for me to actually consider this device, but little did I know that it would actually break down within 4 months of purchasing it. So that was something I didn't anticipate on. This is a bit too early for me to replace the screen, but we're gonna have a go at it anyway, because it would be a shame. Like, literally everything I own is on there. I've been using my iPhone that I'm holding now to do almost everything for the past couple of days, and it has shown me a couple things. I don't mean to bash completely on the HMD Global, but obviously I'm unhappy about how long it lasted for me until I had to replace the screen. Like, this is way too early for a device like this to have its screen broken. In spite of it being rather cheap, it also feels rather cheap this way. And it's one thing to have a modular phone that can also be, used in a right to repair context, but it's completely another thing to have to repair it because it's a necessity, because it's so bad. So yeah, I'm gonna take massive digs on HMD throughout this whole process, but first let's walk through what I actually got on iFixit. I don't expect that I'll need it for this particular device, but maybe for my iPhone that I'm holding right now in the future, or some other projects. I got an anti-clamp, because it's not a clamp, because it actually removes the screen from your phone when you use it through suction cups. And of course, here it is, the iFixit replacement screen itself. Let's see if I can open this in a normal way. I don't think I can, so I'm just gonna bear with me. All right, that's better. Boom, there we go. Some nice red bubble wrap. I don't know why it's red, but it looks flashy. And it actually says something. Remove protective film or lens cover if included.
Cables are fragile and may tear if not handled with care. Refer to the iFixit guide for proper assembly. Shall I do that, or am I just gonna try from the get-go? No, I'm definitely gonna do some research. Alright, the big project. Let's see how it will work out.
So, alright, upon first inspection, it turns out there's no actual video guides of people replacing the screen of an HMD Fusion, probably because they haven't been selling them that much yet. So I'm going to be the first one. It's not too exciting because I did find a whole manual on iFixit itself, so I'll frequent that. Obviously it started off with me having to remove the SIM card tray, but also making sure that the battery is empty. Well, this phone is, well, it hasn't been turned on in a couple days. It was on 1% last time I checked, so I'm gonna assume it's safe. I also got my brute strength precision multifunction screwdriver set with 117 pieces. I've had it for a couple years. I actually bought it for iPhones, which I used to replace the batteries for. That was when iPhones still had home buttons, and they were a lot easier, to be honest, to dismantle. So we're gonna see how far this gets me, and we're mostly gonna see well, how well the repair will do. So, well, I'm not really sure how I'm gonna film this. I might want to invest in a tripod if I do continue doing this, because this feels slightly awkward, but yeah, I'm probably not gonna do this the entire time, so unless I think of something to hold my camera. I'm gonna have to figure something out. Bear with me. Okay, so I found some way to like balance my camera. Hopefully it will work, and it will be a bit of a close-up view. But what's most important is that you can see what I'm doing. So we removed the SIM tray. I found the right screw in my 117-piece screwdriver set. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna remove all the screws on the back of this phone. And to be honest, this already seems rather easy. What's most important is that you guys can also see it though. Still struggling a bit with that. I don't think it's going to be too challenging, or I hope it won't be, because that is the big promise of this device, right? That any idiot can repair it. So I am definitely considering myself an idiot in this regard, because I never really do it, or I haven't done it since replacing the battery of my own iPhone, which at the time I was really proud about, but that was something I only started doing because it was COVID. I was poor, I didn't have too much money, and I didn't want to give up on the iPhone just yet. Now, the slight problem with this is I am removing the screws, but I don't think I'm applying enough pressure to remove them fully. So I'll see how that works out. They're definitely separating from the main frame, or at least that's what I think. And then once that's over, I'm going to be using some prying tool to separate the screen from the frame. And see if it just slides right off, which I hope it does. I think it will, actually. I don't expect this to be too difficult. But to be honest, I don't really have any real expectations about this. Supposedly this is easy, so it should be couple seconds worth of trying. Okay, this is the first one that I'm actually going to be able to get out, hopefully. I separated all of them, I think. And some of them, yeah, they seem loose. They seem loose enough. I just wonder if I did get all of them. Yeah, there's a couple of them there, which I'm not sure I released. Okay, so that brought some clarity. The screws aren't supposed to let go instantaneously. Instead, what's supposed to happen is, by the way, this is the tool I'm going to use to pry the phone somewhat loose. I think, yeah, I think what they're doing is they're actually using this. And right now, some of the screws are actually going to be letting go, so I'm going to use the original case to collect all of the screws, because they're actually supposed to fall out that way. They don't fall out when you unscrew them, they only fall when you remove it. So bear with me some more. Alright, so what I'm doing now is, well, actually some of the screws are still on there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pry out the screen from the body, and I'm going to do that by using the SIM card tray, and hopefully it's going to be rather smooth. So okay, so that worked, and it didn't feel half as easy as it should have felt for a device which I feel is supposed to be easily reparable. I really felt like I was breaking it, but I don't think I have. Usually this always feels somewhat rugged. I hope all the screws are actually removed now. I don't think so, to be honest. Like, yeah, I can even see a couple of screws right there. Like here, there's one. There's a couple more. So, well, some of the screws didn't exactly make it out, but we're going to proceed with the following steps, which are related to disconnecting the battery, then disconnecting the power button, and subsequently removing the adhesive that I think attaches the screen to the battery or something like that, I don't know. And then I can finally connect or disconnect the display. Alright, so removing the battery isn't supposed to be that hard, but I need to find my tool, which I have like some prying tool over here. Wait a second. Actually I have multiple, and hopefully I can find the other one because it's a lot more compact. So the battery is actually connected right here. So there's this little flap, and this one right there, that's the one that attaches the battery. So let's see if I can gently remove that. There we go. And then we remove the next thing, which is the power button. So that's that one right there. And that means I can actually move the back part around. So now I finally completely removed the back, and I can more easily fiddle around with this phone. Okay, so the next step, and I found the other removal tool, is to remove the display's lock system. Actually, it is quite easy. This really isn't hard.
Then afterwards, I remove the front-facing camera.
I'm not sure where that's supposed to. It's this one. Is that the physical camera unit right there?
Yeah, it is. Holy fuck.
And then I'm supposed to remove a couple more screws, sorry. Yep, and the screws actually have the same screwdriver kit. I'm gonna put these in my other phone case so I don't forget them. These actually seem a lot more important than the ones in the back, because the ones in the back, well, it almost feels like they don't really serve any purpose. Well, yeah, apart from holding the phone together, but the plastic bit around the frame, removing that, it's actually one of the more challenging parts of this whole exercision. Yeah, and I think it's only 5, so that's next to nothing. Now, apparently, I can remove the screen. Doesn't feel too smooth to remove it. And it feels like it's a bit stuck on this corner. Like I can remove like most of it, but that part is a bit funny. All right, I removed it. It absolutely didn't sound right, but I did it. So here's my broken screen. I'm not sure if you can see it now. Oh yeah, here. The lighting, yeah, it's barely visible. But you can see a faint line there, which is where it cracked. Can actually crack it a bit more. Well, I don't really feel like it, but it's trash anyway. I'm not going to be able to use it for anything, so I'm probably just going to end up recycling it, or well, bringing it to a recycling place. And here is my new screen, which is, well, you know, it's fine. I'm glad I have it, but like I said, it's way too soon for this to have happened. Way too soon. Okay, so the replacement screen comes with a tiny little bit of tape that I'm carefully going to remove and maybe reuse the graphene adhesive later, though I don't think so, because the tape is slightly too sticky for it to really. Oh yeah, actually the manufacturer came with a little yeah, you can see it there. There was a hair on my phone. I don't know if you could tell by the reflection of me in my iPhone screen, but it was definitely not my hair, I can guarantee you. So that's interesting. There's also a little sticker on the display. Yeah, I'm just gonna put it back, see how it goes. Okay, so I don't think I did break the display, but this is definitely shit on the part of iFixit. This is my new screen. As you can see, it has like that thing in the bottom corner there, and here is the replacement. Wait a sec. You will be able to tell. So there were a couple screws that I had to remove, and I'll check the instructions, but I really didn't see it. But I had to break that part off. So well, hopefully it didn't damage my phone, but it does explain why it sounded a bit old when I was trying to remove it. Okay, so it was in the instructions. It's the buttons near the loudspeaker. But to be fair, I don't think they did a good job of making that clear. There was a very big picture of like 5 screws you needed to remove on top. And this one was actually just, well, you know, it was mentioned, but not that much. I know now. And what I broke were parts of the screen I was going to replace anyway. So it's not that big a deal, but well, it's not exactly good either, right? It's not a good look, and I don't know. I think be warned with this step. It's definitely a step that you need to take in order for your phone to well, not be damaged. We'll see whether it's damaged. It might be, right? But that's also part of the fun, I suppose. It's not that much fun when the phone's completely damaged, but well, in this case, like I said, I'm not too impressed with the quality of the HMD Fusion. It does what it needs to do, and it does so okay-ish. But yeah, I don't know. I expected it to work a bit better for the money I paid for it. Let's put it like that. What I do like about repairing this phone is I don't feel like any of the screws that I'm applying are like crucial. That it's crucial for me to reattach them at a specific spot. I have felt that way with iPhones, where with the iPhone it's just really clear that if you put a screw in a different spot, its length is too much for it to be able to be applied properly. So you might break something up there on the motherboard, but here it really doesn't feel that way. The screws are all the same length, and it's kind of interchangeable where you put them. Like you can put them anywhere, and it will work. So it doesn't really matter. They don't have an assigned spot that you absolutely should not miss. So far so good. Reattaching the screws actually feels a lot more easy and straightforward than removing them. So well, that's good. Now next I plug all the things back in. So that one should be going back and this one should be going back. This is always a bit prying. I should use the tool. It would definitely be better for me to use the tool. I don't really feel like it. Well, maybe I will use it. Let's check. Hopefully this one's easy. Yeah, that one's easy. And this one will require slightly more. This is actually the new screen. Oh, come on. You little bugger. I think I attached it. Yeah, I think I did all right. Okay. And that's the power button. I should do that last, definitely, but well, it's not like it will matter enormously, but I guess it does matter. It will not do it for now. Just wait. Now I have to attach the power button. That's easier. That's over there. Actually, with someone with fingers as big as mine, this is very challenging. You should actually have like small little Chinese fingers for this. Yeah, well, apparently I have small little Chinese fingers. Yeah. Oh yeah, I can reattach the battery. And now, if I'm not mistaken, what I'll be able to do is I'll just, yeah, it slides somewhat back in. I can feel the few remaining screws are still there. It's like nicely, yeah, you can barely tell. What I'm gonna do is I'm already gonna press the on button. Oh, there goes my face again. But it doesn't work just yet. But it was definitely responding. Thankfully I have my power bank with extremely little power in there. Oh. Yeah, it's better for me to reattach the screen because that way I'm definitely feeling something. Oh, whoa, look at that. This looks promising. All right, now what I'm gonna do while it's charging is put all the screws back in. So you can see that one. Oh, wait. Definitely, guys, don't try to film this because it is a hassle. Filming this was actually way more difficult than doing it. This is what the phone was built for. And like I said, I'm glad it has this feature. I'm glad that HMD takes responsibility for its footprint as a company, and it offers you the ability to replace your own screens. Like, that's, I feel like more companies ought to do that, because, well, you know, it's clearly something that's wrong with our current system, where, yeah, in our throwaway culture, you just buy a phone and use it, and yeah, I don't know, throw it away once you're sick of it. And it has, I can see why people do it, but also it just bothers me that then when there's finally a company that, well, they're a European company. I think HMD is a Finnish brand. They're the holding behind Nokia. So first of all, I don't understand why this isn't called a Nokia, because I would definitely like that brand name to come back. Oh, just straighten out the camera. Oh, there it goes. But most of all, it's just a shame that you pay money to a company which you think is going to, well, offer you a product that will, well, last you a long time. And it might, but it has 2 years of software updates. It's slow from the get-go. And then even when you think you've had enough and you really hate Android, because I came from Apple and I went to an Android device, then it turns out that even the screen breaks after a grand total of 4 months. well, for me that's not that doesn't do it for me. This disappointed me. It disappointed me a lot. And no matter how glad I am that I can easily repair the phone, and this didn't take that long. It was actually nice to do it, and it was fun. It's even designed for you to be able to do it. There was a Chinese hair inside the new screen. I guess it's Chinese. Maybe I'm being a bit racist to Chinese people, I don't know. At least my big European fingers can also assemble phones. So, well, that's a good thing. That's some Industriepolitik that I'm trying to do right there. I'm still not sure why these jobs all disappeared from Europe. It's not like this is so much fun, but it's also not that bad. Like it's definitely doable. Like we should have a manufacturing industry that's revolved around this kind of stuff in Europe. And that's why I believed in this company, and that's why it's so goddamn disappointing that they don't offer products that are of a certain quality. Okay, it seems like I've lost a couple screws, so I'll go look for them. But mostly they're all here, and I think I did an okay job of replacing the screen. And the last one, as you can see, the two down there I might have lost. So here and here, I've literally, this one and that one. Oh, maybe that one's even in there. No, it's not. But anyhow, I'll just look for those screws. Probably look for them later. And let's see, maybe the device is up and running. Still, oh wow, that's pretty amazing. No, it's as good as new. Little Android head moving around. At least a bit of noise coming out. And there you have it. Let me check. Maybe it works with my fingerprint. Right when I was about to unlock it. No, wait, I'm gonna enter the pin here. And then maybe you can see the last number. No, you can't. Tells me the phone is starting. It's doing something. Yeah. There it is. Up and running. A new screen. Well, hopefully I won't have to replace this one again for the time being. And actually I already have a new project lined up, and that is this right here, because I was so sick of the HMD phone that I bought a second-hand Samsung Galaxy Flip. And as you can see, the screen is entirely broken, but I will try and replace that too. Until next time, ciao.